Hey everyone, I'm Nadine and welcome to Bookish Nook. So there's been a sort of video kind of going around YouTube, and it is the series that I won't finish video, and I decided I wanted to do it. When I first started, I kind of had in my mind that this wouldn't be a very long video for me, or even if I should do it, because I always finish a series no matter what. And one of my best examples of finishing a series no matter what is Alison Noel's Immortals series. The first two books are tolerable, they kind of filled the void of Twilight, and then the rest are just a downhill slope of horribleness. Sorry if you liked it. I couldn't identify with the characters, I couldn't identify with anything of the plot. But I managed to finish it, and I was super proud of myself. But on doing my little research for this video, I realized I have a lot more series that I didn't finish than I realized. So there are 8 series that I either read the first book or a few more that I haven't finished. And I think the main reason I haven't continued any of these series is because I grew out of the story. I remember at one point, I think at the beginning of last year or the year before, that I found myself growing out of young adult, and the plot lines didn't satisfy me like they used to, and I turned to new adult. And now I'm sort of back in the young adult genre. So maybe I will end up picking up these series later, but as of right now, it's a resounding no. So the first series that I am not continuing is Matched by Ali Condi. I actually read Matched and the next one, Crossed. And I picked this up because I heard that she got like a 3-figure deal for a trilogy on a dystopian, and I figured it would be fantastic if they're willing to throw that much money at her to write it. It reminded me of a cross between a bunch of different books, and not like a good cross, sort of kind of like she just kind of grabbed elements that she liked from certain books and kind of mixed them all together. I thought the characters were so bland, and even by the end of the second book, I was not invested in them whatsoever. The second series that I'm not going to continue with is Beautiful Creatures by Kami Garcia and Margaret Stahl. I picked this up because of an author recommendation, and I actually enjoyed this one. And then with the second and third one, it kind of just went downhill, and this is again because I grew out of the story. The plot, the characters, they were just, I don't know, I felt really old, and I felt like they were too young for me, so I am not continuing it. When the last one came out, I was sort of debating whether or not just to finish it, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. The third series that I am not continuing with is Dexter by Jeff Lindsay. I actually made it 4 books into the series and then gave up. I picked this up because of the TV show. I started watching the TV show first, and they are very different. If you like the TV show, I don't know if you're going to like the book, because the book does have some elements that are good. I just didn't like the writing style. I definitely prefer the show to the book, and usually that's not really the case with book adaptations. So unfortunately, I didn't like this. It fell short of my expectation. The fourth series that I'm not continuing is Pretty Little Liars. I made it 12 novels in, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. I loved the first 8. They're fantastic, and at the 8th book she wrapped it up nicely. And then she continued the series, so I decided I'll continue it as well, and it sort of felt like she was kind of pushing it. I enjoyed the first 8 overall. I picked it up because of the TV show once again, and I once again enjoyed the TV show a lot better to the books. I don't know, I feel like the books were kind of really kiddish, and I definitely like how they aged the story up. Sort of, it's more mature in the TV show, but I will definitely not be continuing on with this because it's just sort of kind of like, enough is enough already. We get it. They're being tortured by A. How many times can A screw them over? The 5th series I am not continuing is the Vampire Diaries by L.J. Smith. Once again, I picked it up because of the TV show. And once again, I like the TV show better. I read the first 4 novels because this one has 2 in it, and I have the other volume. And I think there's a few more after it. But even after the 3rd book, I was kind of like, this is, and once again, enough is enough. It's just sort of like, these plot lines are so kiddish, and it's just kind of like, how many times can someone die and come back to life? Before it's kind of like, so this is pushing it. Just a little. Just a little. There was nothing really wrong with the characters or the overall plot or the writing. It was just sort of certain plot details that I didn't like at all, and it just kind of ruined it for me. So yeah, I won't be continuing with this either. The next series that I am not finishing is the Dustland series by Moira Young, the first being Blood Red Road and the second being Rebel Heart. I picked this up because right on the front it says, better than the Hunger Games. This book will blow you away. The Hunger Games is one of my all-time favorite series after Harry Potter, of course, so I picked this up immediately. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting to be blown away, that's for sure, but I was not. The main character is definitely really strong and independent, but she sort of has this almost like a lack of consciousness, and she has this fierceness that's unmatched by any other character that I've read so far. But I don't know, there's a few things I couldn't get past, and one of the things I couldn't get past was the slang. If there's one thing I do not like in a book, it is when there is slang that is all, it's hard to understand, and it takes a long time before you get through it, and I think it's almost near the end of the book is where I actually finally got used to the slang, so I don't appreciate that. The next series I won't be continuing is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I picked this up because it seems interesting. A bunch of random pictures, some sort of story going through. What else could you ask for? A lot, really. I don't know why I didn't like this story. The plot was not intriguing. I didn't identify with the main character. Nothing. I thought that the whole time thing was pretty cool, but I mean, it really took me a while to get through it, and it shouldn't have because there's so many pictures. I don't know, I could not get into this book. It took me a while to finish it, and I will definitely not be continuing on with the series. Now, this last series is the one I'm on the fence the most about because I'm not really sure if I should continue it or not, and that is The Forsaken by Lisa Stacy. I seen a book trailer for this when it first came out, and I was really intrigued. I definitely enjoyed this story. There's a lot of interesting plot elements, and the characters were interesting, and I sort of grew out of it. I was sort of waiting for the second one to come out, and then I discovered other genres and moved on, and the book came out. I didn't even know it came out, and here we are. I think the third one is probably out or about to come out. I can't even remember how this book ends, and I don't really have time to reread it because my to-read pile is getting a little extravagant. But I may pick this up if someone can tell me if they read the second book to this and if it was worth continuing on. Now, if you liked any of these books, I'm sorry, but I just didn't like them. But maybe you can tell me what your favorite thing about the series is and the books that I haven't read that are part of the series, because maybe you can convince me to pick them up. I sort of lost my love affair with the young adult a year ago and sort of getting it back now, so maybe that's partly the big reason why I haven't finished any of these. So let me know down below if you actually do like these or you don't. Bye!